Hello, how you doing? Danny and the Lions thing. It's here. It's time. Solar plexus day. Yesterday was root chakra. Today is solar plexus, which is orange. Today I want to give happy birthdays for the month that we are in. This is Libra season. I want to shout out all the Libras. Um, and say give somebody a hug, a random text, a random hug, air hug, a text hug, emoji, something. Send somebody some love. And not so you receive it, but what you put out, you get back. So you will receive one sometime. Sometimes you do bad years and then it comes back to you years later. You might be doing this for your future self. So don't be upset if it doesn't come right now. Today's topic is respect for other people. It's different for everybody. Some people are taught to respect others at a very young age. Sharing is a form of respect when you're willing to share something with someone. You respect them, you know. Sharing friends, family members, siblings, parents, sharing, you know what I mean? Like sharing in many forms. But respect for other people is big. And today I ask myself, how can I respect others? Every day is going to be different, so I'm going to come across different people, different emotions, different feelings that they may have. And so it's something that I have to constantly do. How can I respect people today? And that may be that they like to eat tuna and chicken like I do, but like they like to eat it together. I've never done that. I've never seen anybody eat that together. That's different. You shouldn't do that. You should have two separate meals, fried chicken or baked chicken or, chicken salad. I get that, but tuna and chicken together? That's blasphemy, That's extreme, but some people eat different stuff. Some people do different things. Some people believe different things. I like astrology and stones and crystals. That's not some people's thing. Some people is either atheist or religious, and somewhere in between on that spectrum, I still have to respect them and what they have come to believe is a way of life. And what I know about a belief is it's something that you repeat. Repetitive thoughts become a belief. So with that, I also understand that something repetitive pretty much has motion. It's energy in motion. If it's repetitive, it's like, you spin in repetition. A car goes, because this wheel is spinning in repetition. So to stop someone's belief with just my explanation of how I like astrology or stones or crystals or chakras, if they've been believing whatever they've been believing, is not going to make an impact by tomorrow afternoon unless they've been asking for clarity on that, or they've been interested in what I like. So for me to get frustrated or dislike someone, or I can't speak to you if you don't like what I like, that's not something that's nice to say, but a lot of us do it. um, there's been many reasons for us to divide over the years. The most recent is the pandemic. It's dividing families, friends, co-workers, in a way that it always has. When stress hits, it's always something that can divide people. Um, But what I do know is that they always come back together. This washes over, and the division allows growth. It allows hope to come back and have a reason to be restored. So none of it is actually frustrating. It's just seeing what happened, with Bible stories like Noah. Like after the big flood, I'm sure they had to pick life back up together. You know what I mean? No one trusted Noah beforehand. And then if he was saved by them, there was still turmoil after that. Well, you should have did more, you should have made us believe you, so you still got some of those who's angry now because they may have lost flock or family or homes or something else. And I'm learning that you can't make people happy enough to sustain their happiness, but you can respect them. So if they're not able to be fulfilled or happy, you can still respect where they're at. Like, okay, you're a negative Nelly, and I'm not a negative Nelly. You like gossip. I don't like gossip. I don't have to dislike you or feel like you need to be fixed or changed or healed or have these thoughts of you of wanting you to improve, because honestly you want to be there, and me not acknowledging that you want to be there because you feel valid. We feel valid wherever we are, whatever belief we have, we typically feel valid. And so what all of us have done is we try to say what other people need to do, and we feel valid on it. Like we feel valid for telling someone they need to show us our phone if they really want to be with us, or if you loved me, you would buy me this car. That's not respecting someone's generosity. Like if they want to buy people things and they've been doing it, they shouldn't have to show you them that they love you. But and those people, maybe their parents told them that I work so much so that you could have all the nice things that you want. That kid at the end of the day wants those nice things, but what they mostly want is their parents. But if that's the belief that you work hard so you could buy me all the stuff, then those are the type of partners that they grow up and seek out. So when you have those conversations, well, if you loved me, you would buy me this car. And people get upset, like, why is she like this? Why is he like this? Like, why would he say this to me? Or why would she say that to me? That's the belief. So you have to respect people where they are. If we want to heal as a planet, as humans, as individuals, we have to acknowledge where we are. And that's the biggest part of the healing is I'm not that person. I'm not ungrateful. I'm not unaware of my surroundings. I'm not unaware of who I might be hurting. We all are doing our best. And at my age, I've gotten to a point where I respect other people where they are because I had to respect where I was. Health-wise, finance, love, accomplishments. I had to respect where I was. Now, it's not saying I accept where I am and I want to stay there. That's not the case. I don't want to stay where I'm at. But in order to, say, get GPS directions to your favorite store, the GPS needs your current location to see where you are to help you get to where you're going. And accepting where you are is that part. Like, I know where I am. Some people say I have to know where I've been so I can get to where I'm going. And honestly, where you've been is helpful because, if you want to get to where you are currently, hopefully sometimes that knowing where you've been can help you accept where you are. Um, However, I feel like sometimes with some people, we, for example, with a community that's been enslaved or tortured or something, they they stop there as if that's the only place that they've been in their past. Um, like that's everything. And for any human on this planet, there was a point where there was peace. That's a part of our past too. There was like complete and utter cooperation between the humans that existed, and a flow to humans and animals and beings, and there was a natural flow. And through life's experiences, events, things changed, and we've gotten to a place where a lot of our actions are based out of fear. You get insurance because what if this happens? You go to work so your lights don't get cut off. You have a cell phone in case there's an accident and you need to know. A lot of things have been out of fear, but there's also been equally in a lot of good things out of good. Um, Electronics have helped us along our life, making things easier. The refrigerator telling you when your food is low, your stove able to preheat before you get home, your car's able to drive so you can interact with other people in the car. And there's so many amenities and things that we have now that are assisting us where it doesn't necessarily need to be a person that's degraded. I hope that we also respect our AI as well. Like, hey, thank you Siri, thank you Bixby, thank you Google. You know, they are providing a service, but respect to others is is a big thing, and it looks different for everybody. So, respect for you may be saying sir or ma'am, or respect for you may be um, being mindful if you have roommates. Sometimes people move into a home together and it's 3 or 5 or 6 people, and one person just eats all the food and they never replace anything because when they lived at home, their parents did all the grocery shopping. So I'm not used to doing that. I'm just used to eating the food. I go in the fridge, I eat. It's kind of weird that you guys want me to grocery shop or replace food. Like, I've never had to do that. Like, respecting your roommates may be like acknowledging that they moved in to be a roommate. They didn't move in to be a family member. And when you look at it that way, it's a little different. Sometimes you have to sit down and say, where can I respect others in my life? What areas can I improve? And sometimes it's no need in respecting other people because they're not gonna respect you. And everyone has their own experience in life, and those people, um, had they had a guide to help them to realize that what they are saying and thinking only promotes and attracts more of it, is something that we all need. And then those same people who hear this type of message then wish bad on someone like me, like, oh, I wish he understood so he know how I feel. If you're in the business of wishing, why don't you just wish that you felt better? That's a big wish to make, and none of us really make it. What if you just wish that you felt better? What if you wish that even with everything that's ever happened in your life that you just felt better? What if you wished it? What if you thought of how you would feel if you could feel better even with everything that's happened in your life, and just sit there for like 5 seconds? That's nice. And start to feel that throughout your days. It's different. But any goal that you want to complete starts with asking yourself how you can do it. How can I be a published, successful author? How can I be a husband that is loyal, fun, able to effectively communicate? How can I be a homeowner? How can I be a YouTube influencer? How can I be a comedian? How can I be a person who's traveled the world safely? How can I get airplane points on my credit card? How can I improve my credit score? How can I reach financial goals? How can I reach fitness goals? How can I effectively communicate with customers, spouse, family, friends, myself, my organs? How can I respect others? All of them, they start with a question, a thought. Vision boards are helpful. Affirmations, an affirmation book where you just write down your affirmations. Prompts. Sometimes you can set reminders in your phone. You can also have flashcards for affirmations. Say you walk into a room and that's your goal. When I walk into a room, I'll say 3 affirmations. Something like that, something that you included in your life. And it may be weeks in between, months in between when you first start, but building a new habit, I would say if you could try to do it for 3 months, you'll have a new belief, you'll have a new way of living. And then after that, it'll just be something that you've included in who you are. If we're always making new skin cells, new organs, new bones, new tissue, maybe speaking life into your change and respecting your process. How can I respect my process for healing? How can I respect my organs for doing their job? It's different, but yes, respect. And looking up self-help videos, YouTube, Google, oh my gosh, the information out there is like so much. There's like so much. So much. But honestly, truly, Google, YouTube it. How to be more respectful, how to respect other people, other coworkers. So many times people have different ways of doing a job at work. And honestly, it's tough when it comes to work and respecting other people because sometimes that work gets put onto you. Either you're called in to do something, because a coworker is slacking and it's like, why doesn't my job fire them? And honestly, both of you got hired to do a job that includes helping out. And sometimes it means helping out for a slacker. And that's a part of what you've signed up to do, unless you have your own company, in which case you can filter through and then also see how sometimes you're the slacker in your own company. You get tired, you get worn out, and you have, but it's different when you're not the boss and you want things to go so smoothly. I was upset because some of my coworkers used to be slackers, and I had a few medical issues, and sometimes I didn't make it to work on time, or whatever my issues were. But I would get frustrated and just not come in on the days when I really felt bad because I knew that there would be people at work that was slacking. And then I spoke to a manager, and the response was, we have A players and we have C players, and we would rather a C player here every day than the A player who calls out all the time. And I was like, oh, so if I'm an A player majority of the time, and the days that I feel like I can give you a C, but I don't because I don't want to be looked at as being a C player, I could still come in and just give you that C work and you'll put me where you need to. And that's also like effective communication. I wasn't respecting my coworkers enough to be like, I could, just explain like, hey, I'm having a tough day, but I'm here, and this is what I can do. And I actually, work at a place where that's actually doable. You can effectively communicate and let your people know what's going on, and they're a team. We're a team. And so I respect them in that way where I can communicate better how I feel and what I need. And it's nice. So respecting others is different for everybody, for all of us. But if there's any area in your life where you can respect more, just ask for it. If you don't know how, I'm so happy and grateful now that I respect others. Start there, an affirmation on a daily basis, and enjoy. Again, remember, if you have health insurance, sometimes depending on your plan, you might get benefits to talk to a counselor. Before I worked up to getting a counselor, though, I was watching a ton of self-help videos on YouTube that was, like the Fix My Life or this and the third, and it was moving me. And I was like, dang, I wish I had that. I don't have the money for that, And then I was like, that's an affirmation. I can't affirm that I don't have money for something like that when that's what I wanted. So I had to change my affirmations. I do want that type of support. I'm so happy and grateful that I have a sounding board to help me, support me while I'm on my journey for healing. And it's beautiful. A counselor once told me, not the therapist, but a counselor said that finding a therapist was like any other service that you're paying for. It should be a relationship, and you should be able to get along with your counselor. That was a piece of advice that I knew, but I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, yeah. Like, ta-da, So, have fun searching and being okay with saying, no, I had my first session and that wasn't the one. I know it took me a while to get to this session, but just didn't feel right. And finding someone who works with you because they honestly want to work with someone that they like too. You know what I mean? But tons of self-help videos, tons of motivational speakers out here on YouTube, Google, any other platform, social media. Find your crowd, find your people, find your motivators, find your inspiration. And it may not be on social, it might not be electronic. It may be that you go to an actual event. They have motivational speakers who do live events. There's also books, tons of books. And you can go and read them in the library for free 99 with an instant 99-cent rebate if you're a reader. And there's audiobooks if you're a listener, Maybe you might just put on some self-help videos or audiobook and get to clean in the house and just have it in your earbuds doing your laundry. But either here, there. Thank you for listening. Again, solar plexus. Breathing into your solar plexus today is the name of the game. Enjoy your day. Be one with you. Thank you.